Hello people! Today I'm going to show you a few ways to do the reverse effect in Final Cut Pro 10. So before the tutorial starts, please remember to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you very much for your support, this means a lot to me. So the first way to do it is pretty simple. You select the clip. As you can see that there is a man running from right to left. And then once I've selected this, I come to this little button over here and click on it and choose reverse clip, and it's done. He is running backwards. If you want it to be a little bit faster, just simply drag this thing. This is 4 times the speed of the original reverse clip, so as you can see it's running backward very fast. And yep, you can drag it to be a slower one, so he's like running but not running. Yep, but I suggest not to go over too slow because it's become very choppy for your image, and there's a way to calculate that, but that's not the focus of today. I'm just going to show you the simplest ways to do a reverse effect. The second way will be going to the generators tab and type time code. It's a very simple project time code that's running. So this time code is actually running from 0 to whichever time it is. The duration of the video, for example, this is a 9 second, 10 seconds of a clip. It's running from 0 to 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna select this time code, press Option G to create a compound clip. And then select this compound clip and go to these speedometer icon over here and reverse the clip. And then voila, the time code is running backwards as well. And then of course you can edit accordingly if you want to include project label, for example time. Yep, so this time code has a different meaning, and if you want to make it a time, the actual time kind of sequence, what I suggest is that you need to remove the label first and go to the inspector and crop it out. Left side of this thing, you want to do a 24-hour kind of stuff. Always just change the offset value over here. For example, this is 24 hours, so it's going to be 23, something like that. But this value is kind of a difficult measurement because you might overshot to more than 24 hours, and you have to keep a lookout for these values. And then go back to the original timeline and hit play. Yep, something like that. And if you don't really like this black background, you can just change the blend mode to screen, and yep, off you go. You have a time that's running backwards, and yep, you can always just scale it to be a bigger one and put it to a more noticeable position. Of course, if you don't really like this to be so plain, you can find a reverse icon and drag it to the timeline, something like that, and then just scale down the version, the size, and then yep, just make it to say top left hand corner. Yep, something like that. For me, I actually prefer this with a background, so I'm gonna change to normal, and then I'm going to remove the crop effect and change back to the original position. Yeah, something like this. And let's say you want to change the color of this icon. You just go to the color option over here and go to exposure and bring it up. Yep, you kind of change the whole thing For example, just bring the shadows up. Yep. Midtones doesn't really help, but then just bring your shadows up. And for the background color is similar. You just go to the colors over here and change the shadows, and it's done. And lastly, you can always go to the effects column and find blur effects. Usually I'll just use these blur effects, and I'm just gonna drag, say, a focus effect over here, and I can change the amount, softness, emphasis, width, and height. And I'm gonna make it something like a recall memory-ish kind of effect. And once I hit play, yep, it's kind of blurry. It kind of looks better with this. And if you don't really like this, you can remove this and maybe change to radio, and then reduce the amount and hit play. Yep, something like that. So this is sort of like a final touch to the whole equation, and it really depends. If you don't really like any of these effects, just don't do it. And that's pretty much the end of today's tutorial. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I will really appreciate if you like my video and subscribe to my channel. And that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye bye.